Okay, let's unpack this. Think about water for a moment. We use it every single day, right? To drink, cook, clean, all of it. But how often do we really stop and think about what it actually is, beyond just turning on the tap? Today, we're diving into a perspective that sees water as, well, something much more, something sacred, almost alive. So our deep dive today is focused on water, a sacred resource. We're drawing from a really interesting scholarly paper, and it explores water not just as, H2O, but as a divine blessing, a symbol of mercy, purity, life itself, especially in Islamic thought. It's a viewpoint that honestly makes you reevaluate something so basic, lifts it from just utility to something spiritual.
Is that this deep dive, it sort of gives you a shortcut. A way to grasp why water is held so sacred in this view, its role in the very origin of life, and the ethical principles that guide how it should be used. It's all seen through this specific spiritual and cultural lens. And like you said, it goes way beyond just being useful. It's about its essence, its meaning. It reveals a whole philosophy, really.
Yeah.
Affects personal habits, community responsibility, everything.
That's a powerful way to put it, a whole philosophy.
Yeah.
And the text we're looking at, it kicks off by calling water the, quote, essence of life on earth. It mentions it's in the Qur'an over 60 times, so clearly important. It's not just a substance, it's explicitly called a divine blessing, a symbol. There's this one verse quoted, Qur'an 21.3 area, and it's pretty profound. And we made from water every living thing. That really goes beyond a simple scientific definition, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It completely reframes it. That verse and others like it, they really underscore water as the fundamental origin point for all life. It sustains everything living, yes, but the paper also highlights something else, how it revives dead land. And that becomes this powerful symbol of divine mercy, of renewal. So water isn't just static. It's presented as a continuous sign of, Allah's ongoing creation. You see this echoed throughout the Qur'an. Water is consistently framed as a direct act of divine grace. Like verses 50.9 or 25.48, they don't just describe rain, they call it blessed water, pure water, sent as good tidings. It really emphasizes its spiritual purity, its purpose beyond just, hydration. Make you pause and think differently about the next rain shower.
It really does. So it's more than just existence. It's about this continuous flow of blessing. Baraka, is that the term?
That's it, baraka.
Right. A concept implying divine abundance, growth, even spiritual prosperity. In every single drop, it serves as this constant daily reminder of divine provision. I found it really insightful how classical scholars, the paper mentions Ibn Kathir.
How he describes water as a mercy that softens the earth, causes growth, sustains this whole interconnected web of life. The movement of water, rain, rivers, sees it reflects a larger cosmic balance, a kind of divine order.
Exactly. And building on that cosmic view, this framework shows water's presence, its movement. It isn't random, it's all part of an intricate divine design. And it's this big picture, this interconnectedness that underpins the second major theme in our source, the prophetic ethics of water use, which shifts us from the philosophical, the what is water, to the very practical, how should we use it?
And this isn't just abstract thinking, is it? It gets very concrete. The paper really dives into practical guidance, and that's where it gets incredibly specific and, actionable. The life of the Prophet Muhammad, it offers really profound guidance, centered on respect, moderation, gratitude. For instance, during wudu, that's the ritual washing before prayer.
Right, the ablution. The Prophet taught, do not be wasteful, even if performing wudu at a flowing stream. I mean, wow, that's astonishingly specific advice, isn't it? Shows just how deep this ethical consideration goes.
It really does. And it poses a question for us, right?
Yeah.
If you shouldn't waste water even when it seems limitless, like at a flowing stream, what does that tell you about its true value? The text also mentions a broader warning against waste. It notes there will be, quote, people who transgress in their supplications and impurification. So misusing water isn't just inefficient, it's seen as a spiritual wrong, a serious breach of trust.
A breach of trust. And it's not just about personal use either.
No, not at all.
The paper highlights this principle of public access. It quotes, people are partners in three things: water, pasture, and fire.
That's fundamental.
So this isn't just about me saving water in my shower, it's about communal rights, a shared responsibility.
Precisely. It's about the community. And the Sirah, the Prophet's biography, he gives us concrete examples, real-life illustrations of this principle. The Prophet himself made sure water was distributed fairly in Medina. And he specifically praised people who dug wells for public benefit, like the famous well of Ruma. It really drives home that water use is an ethical act. It's not just about managing a resource based on your own needs or, profit. It's a collective duty.
That idea of collective duty, of careful stewardship, it sounds like a blueprint for how to live, really. So what are the specific principles that emerge from this tradition for guiding daily water use? It seems built on some really profound pillars.
It absolutely is. Four main ones stand out from the source. First, avoiding israf, that's wastefulness. Every single drop is considered precious. Wasting it is spiritually harmful. It's not just inefficiency, it's about treating water as a sacred trust.
Okay, avoiding waste, what's next?
Second, ensuring equitable access. Water shouldn't be hoarded or monopolized by, just a few. Everyone has a right.
Makes sense. Communal rights again.
Third, maintaining purity. Polluting water sources is strictly forbidden. The Qur'an says, and Allah loves those who purify themselves. And that love extends to protecting the purity of the water itself.
Right, protecting the source. And the fourth?
And fourth, balanced use. Carefully managing water for everyone's needs, human, animal, and the environment as a whole. Modern Islamic environmental scholars, they often talk about water being part of the amana.
Amana, that means trust, right?
Exactly, a profound trust given to humanity. It's like being handed the keys to this priceless living treasure, and you're expected to care for it diligently, for future generations too.
So wrapping this up then, what does this all mean? Our deep dive into water, a sacred resource, well, it's shown us water viewed as the fundamental source of all life, and as a powerful Quranic symbol of divine mercy and creation. We've seen how the Prophet Muhammad modeled conservation, emphasizing its spiritual, its communal value, really lifting it far beyond just being a commodity. It becomes sacred.
And if you zoom out, look at the bigger picture. This whole ethical framework demands careful, balanced, responsible water use. It's not just about being green in the modern sense, though it aligns with that. Here, conservation is actually framed as a form of worship. It's a reflection of Tawhid, that core Islamic belief in the absolute oneness of God showing up in our daily actions. It comes back to recognizing that deep amana, that trust that humanity holds regarding water. Ultimately, I think this isn't just about learning how another culture views water. It's realizing that within this spiritual viewpoint, conservation becomes an act of devotion. Every single interaction with water, from taking a sip to managing a whole river system, it's imbued with sacred meaning.
That concept of amana, the trust, it really does resonate. It turns every drop into a pretty profound responsibility. So as you, listening, reflect on this deep dive, maybe consider that spiritual reflection point from our source. How do you use water in your own daily routines, your rituals? Have you ever really paused to think of water as a divine blessing, not just a resource you turn on and off? Maybe ask, what can you do? Even small things to reduce waste, ensure ethical use in your home, your community. Remember, the perspective we explore today sees every single drop as a sign of divine mercy and a call to stewardship, a call to take care of that trust.